and welcome back to my channel. At this point, we can just say Merry Christmas. This is the final Christmas themed reaction. I'm very, 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 very excited for this one, I have to say. I have seen this one many, many times. I love this movie. It is in my, if I have a Christmas rotation, this would be in it. This movie is fantastic. Today we are going to be breaking down, because I don't need to react, I've seen it. We're going to be breaking down Violent Night, which came out in 2022. I love this movie so much. I think Big Daddy introduced me to this movie a few years ago. The first time I watched it was at like Christmas Eve or something with him. Or Christmas Day. Maybe it was Christmas Day. But I'm pretty sure it was the year after it came out. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was the year after it came out. This movie is fantastic. I love this movie so much. It has the guy who plays Hopper from Stranger Things in it, and he is wonderful. He's wonderful. This movie takes place in Greenwich, Connecticut, and we open up with Jason Lightstone bringing his estranged wife Linda and their daughter Trudy to his mother Gertrude's huge mansion for a big family Christmas gathering. They take us through the house real quick, from like the gate up to the house, and it's servers everywhere. There's guards at the gate. I mean, listen, Gertie's a big deal, okay? She's rolling in the dough. And she's got all kinds of like caterers running through the house, and we see like Christmas decorations that are like, you know, those motion things. So every time a caterer goes rushing by, it like sings. I hate those decorations. I hate them. Just saying. Yeah, it's a big, beautiful mansion. We also meet the other family members that have gathered for the holidays at Miss Gertie's place. We meet Jason's sister, Alva, I think is how they said it. Sorry, her boyfriend, Morgan Steele, who I believe is some sort of like wannabe action actor. But he's a doof. He's just a great big doof. And her son, Bert. And I have to say, this family is like, they suck up so much to Gertrude, the mom, the grandma, whatever, that Trudy, whose actual name is Gertrude as well, was named after her grandmother. But the sister, what did I say her name was? Alva, was, I think, both jealous and upset that she didn't have a daughter to name after her mother, that she had a son who, bear in mind, the boy is older than Jason's daughter. He's like a teenager. Bert, or Bertrude, was named Bertrude because she couldn't name her son Gertrude. Like she tried to do it as like a play on the name. Listen, if I was Bert, one, I would be mad at being called Bert, and two, I would be so mad that she tried to name me after my grandmother. Are you like, come on, man. Come on. Jason and Linda overhear Trudy making a Christmas wish for her family to be reunited. They are in the midst, well, like I said, they're estranged, right? So Gertrude wants her parents back together. She wants, everybody living under the same roof. She wants a traditional family, right? Poor thing. And she's saying this over this old walkie-talkie that Jason gives her because he was supposed to take her to the mall to do, the Christmas Santa thing, and so she could tell Santa what she wanted for Christmas. But for whatever reason, he totally forgot to do it. Like, they never went to see Santa. And the mom, Linda, is like so not amused, right? And of course, Trudy is just sort of rolling with it, right? Like, she doesn't want to rock the boat. She doesn't want either of her parents to be, sniping at each other. She doesn't want any of that horse shit, right? But the dad comes up with this idea because grandma has like all the games and all the toys and all the money, right? He finds this old walkie-talkie set in the game room and gives it to Trudy and tells her, like, this is a two-way radio that will connect you directly to Santa. And you can tell Santa what you want for Christmas. He might not talk back to you. He's very busy tonight because, bear in mind, this is Christmas Eve. But he will hear you, right? So he kind of slides in with the wind, right? And so they overhear her as they're leaving the room, making this wished Santa over the walkie-talkie. It's actually kind of heartbreaking. Poor thing. Meanwhile, we flash to a bar where we see a very drunken and bitter Santa Claus. He's sitting up at the bar, having a few beers. He is absolutely fed up with centuries of having to bend to people's like need for things. Materialism is the word I'm looking for. He's just, all the kids want is the newest this, the newest that, right? There's no appreciation. There's no, it's just, I want stuff, mine, give, me, right? And he's just so over it. He's just drinking himself into a stupor. Actually saying to another Santa in the bar that he intends on retiring. He doesn't want to do it anymore, right? However, when he goes to the Lightstone house to deliver the presents, he finds himself kind of in a odd situation, shall we say, when he comes across a group of, I'm not thinking robbers, but they're robbers. They're high-tech robbers. And they've sort of taken the entire house hostage, right? It turns out that majority of the servicing people, the caterers, Jesus Christ, majority of the caterers are actually these mercenaries, these high-tech robbers, and they're there to, Gertrude has this great big vault in her basement of her mansion where she's said to have like hundreds of millions, like big cash down in this basement area of her mansion, right? And they are there to steal the money. And when Santa comes to deliver his presents, well, this is sort of what he arrives to, right? What ends up sort of happening is the reindeer get kind of spooked by the goings on in the house. I think somebody's gun doesn't go off. There's fuckery afoot and there's noise anyway, and it spooks the reindeer. And they take off, leaving Santa stranded at this house. Okay. In fact, the only thing Santa has with him is his satchel. This guy and Santa are fighting. And he ends up, the bad guy ends up falling out the window and gets sort of like impaled on this outdoor icicle thing. It's all like all the lights and stuff, right? And anyway, it ends up impaling him. And Santa then kind of resolves to, well, Santa's trying to figure his shit out, right? Like he's stuck. He can't go anywhere. He can't leave. But he hears Trudy on the walkie-talkie. And so, like, she's asking for help, right? Because everybody is being held captive in one of the rooms in the mansion. And she is kind of, hiding and whispering into her walkie-talkie, asking for Santa to come help them. And Santa is kind of like, all right, this is what we're doing tonight. We're going to rescue us family. So he tells Trudy that, he's going to do what he can to get to him. The head guy, the guy in charge of the kidnapping, I guess is kind of what it's turned into. They call him Scrooge. And Trudy sort of fills them in that he's after this, like, I don't know, this big wad of cash that's down in the vault. Santa also finds out that Scrooge is on his naughty list. Like, he actually has this magic list that he can pull out and tell him who's on the good list, who's on the naughty list, right? Who's getting presents, who's getting coal, that kind of thing. And he finds out, like, all these guys are on his naughty list. There's Scrooge. There's Frosty. There was Tinsel. I think the other one, there's somebody's called Gingerbread and somebody is called Candy Cane. And I can't remember who's who. Santa ends up killing Frosty and takes his radio, and he finds Trudy talking on the radio, right? Finds her channel. She's talking on the radio asking for help. He also finds out that Scrooge is on his naughty list, and Scrooge discovers that Trudy has been talking to Santa on her walkie-talkie. Jason denies that Santa exists, because Scrooge is like flipping the fuck out because she's talking on this walkie-talkie, and her dad's like, she says, I'm talking to Santa, whatever. Her dad's like, and he thinks that it's like code for somebody else, right? And her dad's like, yeah, no, like, we gave this to her so that she could, like, talk to Santa and whatever, but, like, it's a toy, like, And when shit starts to get real and Scrooge is, like, threatening to hurt people, to hurt her, to hurt Trudy, her dad's like, there is no Santa. Like, stop it. Like, you're not talking to Santa. Because she's like, I have him on, I've got him on the horn, and, he's, you in trouble. Santa's coming for you. And, her dad's like, there is no Santa. You're not talking to anybody. Like, Stop it, right? And this just breaks Trudy's heart. She gets so upset. She ends up running out of the room. And she goes and hides up in the attic. Santa ends up reassuring Trudy over the radio and ends up telling her about his past a little bit. That he was sort of a Viking warrior kind of deal. There's a name for it, but I can't pronounce it, so I'm not even going to try. But he was like a Viking warrior. Like, he was badass and enjoyed being a badass. He had this like Thor's hammer sort of deal. Like it was, and he would just like beat people to a paste with this thing. Like, yeah, yes, yeah. But he also kind of explains to Trudy that though he is in fact Santa, he doesn't understand how it all works. He doesn't know, like, how he became Santa, because obviously he wasn't always Santa. He wasn't always a nice guy, right? It seems to me like it was almost like a punishment, for lack of a better term, right? Not punishment, but like a way to kind of have him change his ways, right? I don't know. I find I still don't know how to explain that or what the actual lore behind that is, but it's interesting. They leave it very kind of open, I guess, but it was interesting. Santa ends up wounded and captured by Scrooge reveals that he absolutely hates Christmas. Same, Scrooge, same. Recognizing their real identities, Santa convinces Gingerbread and Candy Cane of his authenticity and escapes magically. Although his magic sack of gifts is burned. So, like, they're trying to torture Santa. And he tries to fight with them. And he can't get a weapon out of his sack. Like, he's looking for, like, a weapon, right? All he's got is his magic sack and the name scroll. And he just keeps pulling out presents, right? Well, when they get him to a chair and whatever, and the bad guys start going through his bag, they're pulling out all these toys, and they're going, what the fuck? And Santa's like, yeah, I don't really know how it works either, my guy. Like, and they throw his sack into the fireplace, which of course makes Santa very angry. Like, you're burning kids' presents, like hopes and dreams and whatever. Like, holy, like, the fuck you doing, bro? And to get away, I'll leave it. Gertrude's private extraction squad, led by Commander Thorpe, arrives. And we've been waiting for a while for them. She keeps talking about them. And Scrooge has let her know, like, he knows about the squad. He's prepared for it, right? The idea was to be in, out, take the money and run, right? But now the team has arrived. And now that they've arrived, boyfriend, Morgan, makes a run for it, right? He does a running dive out the fucking window. He's such an idiot. And they're all like, his girlfriend's like, oh, Morgan's gonna save us, rah, rah, rah. And he fucking just takes off. He's such a coward. I mean, it's honestly the smarter thing to do. But I mean, he goes running to this squad, right, as they come up on their snowmobiles and stuff. And he's like, guys, like, fuck shit's going on in the house, right? There's, about 5 of them or whatever. And he's, talking about the weapons and whatever. And they just fucking gun him down. Like, it's funny. It's It's hilarious. They have been paid off by Scrooge. And Gertrude didn't know. But he paid off her entire squad. When they get into the vault, they find that it's empty. And Scrooge threatens to kill Linda. Jason admits that he stole the money and hid it in an outdoor nativity scene, like out on the property, and had planned to escape with Gertrude's grasp on, like, he wanted to leave the family, but he wanted to take his nest egg with him, right? Basically, he was taking his inheritance, is kind of the way I look at it. But whatever, maybe that was just me. Gertrude forgives Jason for this, kind of being proud of him for doing it. Like she's, you know, yeah, she was absolutely proud of him for doing it. It was like almost like a rite of passage for him to just kind of like be like taking what's his and getting the fuck out, right? Like she admired the balls of that whole thing. Kind of same. Santa ends up fleeing to this shed, right? He gets away, he gets outside. He's hurt, he's been beaten, I think he's been shot a couple times at this point. And he makes it to the shed, where he finds himself a sledgehammer and a skate, I might add. And in finding these, he ends up just executing a whole bunch of these squad members that had betrayed Gertrude, right? Trudy, in the meantime, sets up this whole Home Alone inspired booby trap thing, right? They say earlier in the movie that the night before, Trudy had watched Home Alone and was absolutely taken with the whole booby trap thing. In setting up these booby traps, she ends up kind of killing Gingerbread is the dude that goes with Candy Cane to get Gertrude. I can't keep track of all these names. He gets killed. I think like a bowling ball hits him and he gets like a nail through here, like, because there was a nail on the ladder going up to the attic. And I mean, it shot very well, but and then he gets out of that, right? And then like a bowling ball comes down and like hits him, and he ends up getting a nail through the back of the head or something, because she's got like a bunch of them on the floor, and he steps on them too. It's just, she's brutal. She's absolutely brutal. Yeah, and then Santa kills Candy Cane. She ends up getting stuck in glue, right? And then she has to take off her boots because, you know, she's smart, and ends up falling and you know, she's glued to the floor, right? So her hair's also glued to the floor. Well, when she forces herself out of the glue, like, she takes the whole back of her scalp. Yeah. This movie's great. The fuck shit that's happened to her is due to Trudy. And she was gonna like shoot her or something, and Santa ends up like just unaliving her. Elva, Linda, and Bert end up messing up Scrooge's order to kill the hostages by kind of, well, they more or less overpower him, but they do this whole bickering thing. And they sort of catch him off guard, and they end up beating the snot out of him. It's actually great. Forces Scrooge and the head military guy from that skidoo crew that came to flee into the woods with Gertrude and the money. They are pursued quickly by Santa, who kills Peppermint during the chase, and Linda kills Sugar Plum and Jingle. Linda, it turns out, is a bit of a badass when it comes to target shooting. Girl can work a gun, and she takes out a couple of the bad guys. And Trudy gets her wish as she watches her parents smoochy woochy. Well, there's all kinds of chaos going on because nothing brings a family together like holiday fuck shit. Santa and Scrooge have this knockdown, drag out fight at an abandoned cabin. Both men are hurt, but Santa is very badly wounded, but ends up being able to fly up the chimney with Scrooge and absolutely mangles our Scrooge. Like, just, yeah. Like, he does this thing. It's how he got away from him the first time at the mansion. He does this thing where he on his nose, and he can go up the chimney. So he did that while holding on to Scrooge, and Scrooge ain't magic, so he just got smooshed up the chimney and came out like a puddle. It's kind of crazy, actually. The lead skidoo guy ends up shooting Santa, but then is killed by Gertrude, the grandma mom, the old lady. Jason then starts burning a whole bunch of cash to try and keep Santa warm. He's going into shock. He's bleeding. Santa's not doing well, okay? He's not doing well at all. And Jason decides he's going to keep him warm and wait for help to come. He starts burning all the cash. And his sister's like losing her fucking mind. Like, what? What? She cannot comprehend. Santa ends up succumbing to his wounds. And it's very, very sad. And everybody's crying. And Trudy's just, blah, right? But Trudy rallies the family and starts talking about, starts getting everybody to talk about, their love of Christmas and their faith in Christmas and all this kind of stuff, and their belief in Santa and what a good person he was, and he saved us all, and blah, 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 right? So kind of like in Peter Pan, clap to keep Tinkerbell alive. This newfound belief in Santa and, the miracle of Christmas and all this kind of shit ends up reviving Santa. Confused by the magic, but renewed in faith, Santa gets his reindeer back. The reindeer come right back to him with a note from Mrs. Claus and a new gift sack. And the return of his long-lost Viking warhammer. Oh, it's so cool. And he says to the reindeer, he's like, you left to go get my hammer? Like, that is why they took off. They heard the fuck shit. They were scared by the guns. They knew Santa was in trouble. And they went home to tell Mom, Mrs. Claus, and get his Viking hammer so that he could kick some ass. Listen, those reindeer, they knew what's up. He says goodbye to Trudy and the family and continues on to deliver the gifts to all the other children all over the world. In a mid-credit scene, Bert vlogs next to the corpse of the head sleigh guy, telling his viewers that Santa is real and warning them to behave during Christmas. Yes, I didn't mention that. Bert is a vlogger. We see him vlogging throughout until they get actually kidnapped and held down, like in that room. And yeah, I mean, yeah. This is such a great movie. This is such a great movie. And I hope I can edit this so that I'm not stammering over my words and stuff. And I hope it makes more sense. But listen, watch this movie. If you haven't seen this movie yet, go watch this movie. I will put in the description where you can stream it. I love this movie. I love this movie so much. And I'll tell you, it would not be the same without Hopper in it. He is so good in this. He is so good in this. I love him so much. Oh my God. Yes, highly recommend this movie. Please go watch this movie. But I'm going to bounce. I hope y'all have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I just want to put a reminder in here that I will not be uploading after this video. So I'm hoping this will be up on Wednesday the 24th, but it might be like Boxing Day. We'll see. But once this goes up, I'm not going to be uploading for a little while. I'm not sure how long. I want to get caught up on filming, especially like Evil. I want to get that all caught up in filming, and I want to get some other movie reaction breakdowns filmed. And I just want to have a bunch of stuff that I could have filmed and just put out so that I can keep filming. You know what I mean? So I'm not going like week by week kind of deal, because that really wasn't working for me. Unneeded stress. So yes, have a very, very Merry Christmas. Have a fun, safe, and Happy New Year. And I'll see you in the next one.